Hi everyone. God bless you. God's peace and love be with you. I'm going to read the gospel story for this Sunday. And to do that, I'm going to light a candle to celebrate the true thing that Jesus is right here with me and with you as we listen to his word. You notice that I'm in St. David's Church this morning. Jesus Christ is the light of the world, a light no darkness can quench. Listen to the Gospel of Christ according to St. Mark. Glory to you, O Lord. Some of the teachers and Pharisees and their leaders came down from Jerusalem, and they noticed that some of Jesus' followers, his disciples, were eating with unclean hands. So they asked Jesus, "Why do your disciples not respect the traditions of our elders, but they eat with unclean hands?" And Jesus said, "It was for people like you that the prophet of old said, 'This people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me.'" And Jesus said, "Listen to me, all of you, and understand. Nothing on the outside, nothing that goes into a person can make that person unclean. The only things that make us unclean are things that come from the inside. It is from the inside, from our own hearts, that unclean things come. It is from our own hearts that we become unclean. This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. In one of the churches where I worked before I came to Ely in Cardiff, I had a church right by the sea, right by the beach. And there was an old lady who used to walk up and down this beach. And she had a ragged, dirty old coat, and her hair was all wild, and she looked a bit unclean, and people said she smelt a bit. And because of how she looked on the outside, people thought she was a bad person because of how she looked on the outside. She used to wander up and down the beach, and people kept away from her. Maybe they're a bit scared of her. But do you know why she used to walk up and down the beach every day? She used to pick up broken glass and anything that could hurt children. That's why she did it. She might have looked a bit ragged on the outside, but inside she was beautiful. And that matters more. In our gospel story, Jesus is having a strong disagreement with some of the religious teachers and leaders. And they're angry with Jesus because he's not telling his disciples off. Some of Jesus' disciples, his followers, they're eating with unclean hands. They're not washing their hands first. Now, we know it's really important to wash your hands. Especially after COVID, we know that washing your hands protects you and protects other people. So, being neat and clean on the outside, that's a good thing. But the point is this. It's even more important to have a clean heart. Even more important than having clean hands is having a clean heart, a good and kind heart. More important than being clean on the outside is being clean and pure on the inside. That matters more. Some of the leaders were angry with Jesus because maybe he looked a bit raggedy on the outside. Often very good people are. They're not people who are wearing really smart suits and really polished shiny shoes. If you're a Christian, we don't judge people by how they look on the outside. Some of the most kind and good and generous people, they might look a bit odd or strange on the outside, but inside they have the most beautiful heart. Nothing on the outside, not getting dirty hands, not the things that people say to you, not wearing sort of raggedy old clothes, not eating even rubbish food. That can't make your heart unclean. Nothing on the outside can make your heart unclean. All the bad things that can make your heart unclean are on the inside. You can be selfish and mean and rude and not care about other people. That makes you unclean on the inside. That comes from nowhere else but from inside here. So, have clean hands. It is nice to have nice clean hair and clean clothes too. But more important than all of that is to have a good and clean heart. Because that's what matters to God, is how beautiful your heart is on the inside. And in the end, that will shine forth. I know that old lady probably had raggedy old clothes and messy wild hair, but I bet she had the most beautiful smile and the most beautiful eyes, because her heart would have shone in her face.